We have a very experienced and very compassionate team here at Pannone. We've been dealing with abuse cases for over 20 years. We've dealt with hundreds of cases. So we're very experienced in getting justice for survivors of abuse and making sure that you can go through the process without undue stress and undue trauma.
We have a second-to-none reputation for bringing successful claims for compensation. We have the skill sets, we have a great team, we have a proven track record of success. And so we are very well placed to deal with child abuse cases that arise from many different situations, not just here in the UK, but also abroad too.
I've done hundreds of cases on behalf of people who've suffered abuse in schools and care homes and churches and other organisations, and I'm passionately committed to getting justice for victims of abuse.
At Pannone, we realise in particular for victims of abuse, making an initial legal inquiry can seem intimidating and daunting. We reassure you that making an initial inquiry is as simple as picking up the phone.
We're very happy to have a free initial consultation with you, talk to you about what your legal options are. If you're uncertain about whether you want to bring a case, just give us a call and we can talk it through.
We offer a no obligation initial conversation, an initial meeting with the client if required, to talk through what the legal process may involve.
The victim then can go away and have a think about what they want to do, having been given that advice. They can make an informed decision for them.
We understand that people can find it stressful and difficult to talk about what they've been through. We understand that you may not want to share all of those details immediately. We understand that it may take time to disclose what's happened, and we build that into the process and we make sure that you're able to disclose in your own time.
Remember, the victim is always in charge. They're in control. No one is going to make a victim do anything that he or she does not want to do.
Pannone have an outstanding track record in dealing with cases for victims of both childhood abuse, sexual abuse and historical abuse. We would encourage people to come forward and speak to us, pick up the phone. We can give them sympathetic but knowledgeable advice to see whether there is a claim to investigate and explore with them.
People often think that they can't claim if the abuse occurred a long time ago. That's wrong. You can claim, and in fact the courts do understand that it takes a long time to disclose abuse, and in fact many of the cases that we bring involve people who've suffered abuse many years ago, so it is possible to bring a claim many years after the event, and we will talk to you about your legal rights in that regard.
We've got a good track record of bringing successful cases that have occurred maybe a lifetime ago.
People who are bringing abuse cases do have the right to anonymity, and it's very important to understand that you have a legal right to bring the case without being identified, and we're very skilled and very experienced at protecting that right.
Client anonymity is always of utmost importance, particularly in cases involving sexual abuse or childhood abuse. We appreciate that is often utmost in the client's mind when they approach us, and we're sensitive and ensure that we discuss that fully with the client at the outset, and we can reassure them that we can protect their anonymity throughout the process.
At Pannone, we understand that you need a lot of support to get through a legal case. We'll be there for you, we'll be supporting you throughout that process, and we can also get access to other forms of support like therapy and counselling as part of the legal case.
We pride ourselves on providing a holistic approach. We're thinking about the person that's in front of us, not just the case. We're thinking about them. What do they want to achieve? What is it that they really want to get out of this?
I'm passionately committed to getting justice for victims of abuse, getting the right compensation, but also making sure that we use the legal process to make sure that organisations are held to account and that children are better protected in the future.
We've got the experience and the track record for knowing where to look, what questions to ask, what needs to be proved, what matters, what doesn't.
On a personal level, helping to guide a victim of abuse through the legal process is a very rewarding role. From seeing an individual who's often quite anxious and unsure at the start of the legal process and guiding them through the litigation to a position where they get some recognition and redress for what happened to them is extremely satisfying as a lawyer.
Sometimes at the end of the case, you get a little reminder from the client. Like I had one today from a client who's written in to say, thank you very much. And he goes on to say that he's very grateful for everything that we've done. And it wasn't just about the compensation he got, it's about the fact that he's been believed. We believed him. And that really stuck out as a really good reminder of what victims often want, to be believed.